Hi there, hello, what's going on? Welcome, my lovely little listeners. Why don't you grab a seat, a cup of joe, sit right back and enjoy the show. On this fine, blustery day, I strongly suggest wrapping yourself up in approximately 37 layers of warm as a mother's hug clothes, because really anything less than that and you might just end up like my internet browser minutes before that big assignment was due. Frozen.
No.
Anyways, enough with the cold shoulder here. Let me distract you from the freezing air with a little story from the summer. Now let's set the scene. Here I was, twiddling my thumbs at my lifeguarding job at Green Lake State Park. I was up at the first aid station with a few of my pals, just waiting to go back out on those lifeguard chairs. Up walks a lady whose face looks like the kind of face you might imagine a musician would make when they were listening to an out-of-key opera. She tells us that there's someone on the nature trails that definitely shouldn't be there. A motorcyclist. Wouldn't you know it, with his motorcycle. Upon hearing this, we all made similarly contorted faces as she continued to explain that she'd run into this clearly loopy man by the trail's bathrooms. She said that when she'd asked him if he was allowed to have the motorcycle out there with him, that he responded with something along the lines of, "I live off this land. I can do whatever the I want." That's about all we heard from that lady, but not very long after we sent a pair of park rangers into the trails to look for our new disgruntled dumbass, out came from the trees a stumbling, bandana-wearing, goatee-sporting hillbilly hick whose body type wasn't too far off of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. This guy all but perfectly matched the description that the lady had given, except for the fact that somewhere along the way he must have traded his motorcycle in for a rather large stick. Evil Happy Hogan spent some time angrily walking around on the edge of the beach before making his way over to the parking lot, where he was promptly picked up by the park police. Now, what happened to his motorcycle, I couldn't quite tell you for sure. Some say it's still out there, somewhere in the woods. Others say park police probably picked it up at some point during the next week or so, which is the most likely answer. But I like to think that a couple of raccoons are out there somewhere, dramatically riding that motorcycle off into the distance. And that just about concludes this little tidbit of a tale I prepared for you. Thank you once again for listening. I'm John Plattsburgh, and this is me, signing off.